Legislative Day number 4 will now come to order. If you could please rise for a moment of silent meditation. I will now call upon Councilman Crandall, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Now, Mr. Secretary, on a point of personal privilege, is it my understanding that somebody's birthday is today?
I believe so, Mr. Chair.
And whose birthday might that be?
I can neither confirm nor deny that it might be the office administrator, Ms. Chris Belcastro's birthday, though I don't dare ask her which one.
Well, happy birthday, Chris, from the County Council.
Birthday. Happy birthday.
All righty. On that note, is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of February 4th, 2019?
So moved. Second.
Is motion and second all in favor?
Aye.
The journal is now approved. And there are no bills for enrollment this evening. And Mr. Secretary, we now read all bills for introduction, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There are 4 bills for introduction this evening. Bill 219, Current Expense Budget, General Fund, Police Department. Bill 3-19, County Charter, Citizens Election Fund System. Bill 419, Baltimore County Ethics Law Amendments. And Bill 5-19, Office of Ethics and Accountability.
All righty. And there are no bills for final reading and vote this evening. So the Council will now consider all fiscal matters. Extensive testimony was taken at the Council's work session on February 12, 2019. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a Council member has any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I will now call upon the Council Secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matters 1, 2, and 4. And please note that fiscal matter 3 was withdrawn. Mr. Secretary?
Yes, sir. Fiscal Matter 1 is a contract with Whiteford, Taylor & Preston, LLP law firm for legal services, county council, not county council, but county representation in Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Persons Act, RLUIPA law cases. Contract number 2 is with Jeffrey C. Dobson, Esquire, foreclosure case review services at the Circuit Court. And Fiscal Matter 4 is a contract with the law offices of Lisa M. Harris, LLC, doing business as Harris, Jones & Malone, LLC, for labor relations services. Those are the 3 fiscal matters, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And are there any questions or comments from the members on fiscal matters 1, 2, or 4? No. All right. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve fiscal matters 1, 2, and 4? Motion and second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1, 2, and 4, please.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka? Aye. Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Fiscal matters 1, 2, and 4 are approved. We will now consider miscellaneous business. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
Mr. Chairman, the county law requires that whenever a contract over $25,000 is awarded by a process other than formal competitive bid, an announcement of that contract must be made at the next legislative session as to the particulars of the matter and the amount. There are 2 such contracts. The first is with CSX Transportation Incorporated. The total is $59,397.02. And the other matter is E-Plus Technology Incorporated, and the amount of that contract is $67,510.
Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next item is Resolution 18-19, support of conditional loan, Maryland Department of Commerce, Floor and Decor Outlets of America, Incorporated.
And I see Mr. Will Anderson. And good evening, Mr. Anderson.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. Resolution 1819 is for Floor and Decor. This is a company out of Smyrna, Georgia, that's coming to Trade Point Atlantic, and this is 1.5 million square foot distribution center for this specialty retailer. The actual resolution is to support the state's $700,000 conditional loan through MEDAF program, and the county will match with a 10% match of $70,000. When this place goes up, it'll have 150 permanent jobs after construction, and they're making an investment of $65 million at Trade Point Atlantic. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman?
I just want to thank Mr. Anderson for sending me the information I requested on Tuesday, which was the amount of the loans or ultimately grants that have been awarded by the county. And I think the more significant part were the number of jobs that we're talking about, and I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments, Councilman Crandall?
Sure. Thanks, Mr. Chair. Mr. Anderson, thank you once again for your work on incentivizing companies using this state program to come to not only Trade Point Atlantic, but to companies all over Baltimore County. It seems like we're being an aggressive county using these state funds for this purpose. And I just wanted to make a quick comment, and maybe you can add on to it, in that a lot of companies that are coming to Trade Point Atlantic are distribution centers, and we tend to think of distribution centers as entirely lower income jobs or entry-level jobs, and they're certainly part of it. But when you go into some of these facilities that are being built, these are high-tech facilities. There's robotics, there's automation. These things need to be built, maintained, and serviced throughout their life cycle, which are really good jobs. And these are mechanics jobs and people that know how to program these types of equipment. So I think it's easy for us to get lost in this concept of a warehouse of someone just picking a box and throwing it in a bin and taking it to the truck. It's an entirely new sort of high-tech operation. I think it's important for us, as I remember when we did the infrastructure deal, there were concerns amongst my colleagues about the mixture of jobs, and and as I are learning more about what's happening at Trade Point and what's happening inside of those buildings, I just thought it would be appropriate to bring it up, since we're going to vote on supporting another logistics center at Trade Point.
Sure. Well, it's a good point. I mean, and this is something that the chair and I were just talking with our rating agencies about, is the mix of quality jobs in the county it's vitally important. And think for a minute about all the construction jobs that we have going on down at the Point. Many of those are extremely well-paying, family-supporting jobs, and that's just on the land build. But what's going on now with the port, with our Tiger Grant build, that's very complicated construction, and the rail work that's going to happen as part of that grant as well. But if you look at Floor and Decor, you're going to have a lot of traditional distribution jobs, but you're also going to have IT, tech, office, and formal supply chain logistics jobs that go along with it. So the mix is there, and I think we're still trying to land more complicated employers like manufacturers who have been looking at the Point. So we always have an eye to that, but make no mistake, they're making such huge investments. You look at Amazon, hundreds of millions of dollars inside the building, and taking care of that level of sophisticated equipment is a long line of support from direct jobs, indirect jobs, and induced jobs throughout the county.
Councilman Marks?
Yeah, there's a lot of headlines the recent days about New York City to the north losing opportunities like this. What have been the announcements since?
That was me, sorry.
What have been the announcements that we've had since the council approved that package in December? mean, it's been a number of announcements, right?
Well,
Home Depot and this.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we've
Yeah.
definitely have seen several people that were on the sidelines make the commitment. Floor and Decor was one of them. This was not going to happen if the county did not participate in doing public roads, water, and sewer. Home Depot as well, and we've actually seen several new prospect tenants looking at it now because the commitment has been made, which is something we knew all along. But there's at least these two deals that were not going to happen had the county not become a partner on the infrastructure.
And that's a very important point.
It's vital.
We-
It's
we need
investment
to
that lets,
reinforce.
yeah, it lets new tenants even consider it, because you look at the timeline and the investment they're about to make. If they don't have a commitment that the ground is ready, they can't make that investment. They move on and look at other sites.
Any other questions or comments from the council? Is there a motion to approve Resolution 18-19?
I'll move it.
Second.
Been motion and second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 18-19. Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Resolution 18-19 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Next item is Resolution 19-19, sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins. This is a property tax exemption for Rebecca L. Burrows, who is entitled to a partial refund of property taxes paid as a result of being a blind person and entitled to a refund under state law.
I'll move it.
Second.
Been a motion and second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 19-19.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Resolution 19-19 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 20-19 is sponsored by Councilman Patoka. This is a resolution to approve the refund to Betty J. Davis, who is entitled to a refund as a blind person under state law.
Motion.
Second.
Been a motion and second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 20-19.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Resolution 20-19 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 21-19 is sponsored by Councilman Jones. This is a resolution authorizing the refund of property taxes paid by Baron E. Thrower, who is entitled to a refund of property taxes paid as a disabled veteran under state law.
My honor to move the resolution.
Second.
Been a motion and second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 21-19.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Resolution 21-19 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 22-19 is sponsored by Chairman Quirk and is a resolution authorizing the refund of property taxes paid by Anthony Brown, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
I'll move it. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 22-19.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Resolution 22-19 is passed. Mr. Secretary, is any farther business come before the council?
There is no further business, Mr. Chair.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair.
It's moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is,
Chairman.
Aye.
this meeting's adjourned. Councilman
Oh,
Patoka.
just a moment of privilege. I want to acknowledge 2nd District resident and member of the Republican Central Committee, Ruth Getz, who is here with us today.
Excellent. Any other questions or comments from the council? Everybody good? All right, as is customary, anyone who's signed up prior to the meeting with the secretary is allowed up to 3 minutes to speak. Mr. Secretary, are there any speakers signed up for this evening?
There are no speakers signed up, Mr. Chair.
All right, again, happy birthday, Chris. And everyone have a wonderful, safe drive home, and please enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Well, her children are adopted. She could be 30.
Maybe she married into.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. Even though I know it's not. Well, enjoy your snow.
All my 2nd District residents.
Enjoy the snow. 3 to 5. they closed already? Are you serious? Baltimore County?
Yeah, they already, Harper closed their, and we supposed to get terrible rainfall. Like, March
Yeah,
1st, we're supposed to get like 5 inches. What I do every day. So what I do for the work session is
Now, if you miss, do you go back to the way it works in Baltimore County? You get a lower amount for 10 straight days. If you work 10 straight days, then the 11th day they push up to. But this is what they used to do. Would you say 120? That's